Okay, it's time for your cards of change. Your first card, the Devil. Ain't that just peachy, you know? You're obviously not aligned very well with the positive for some reason. I feel like old habits could be coming back to haunt you, like old bad habits coming back to haunt you. It's important to try and make changes in the right direction. You know, the Devil usually represents service to self and the negative in the most dire of ways. You know, it usually means that you're on the fringe of being self-serving and on the wrong path, is what I would call the wrong path. There's two paths. There's the path of service to other, which is not associated with the Devil at all, and then there's the path of service to self, which is associated more with the Devil. This could represent like bondage or slavery to the negative. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're this evil person. It could mean that you're just in debt to the negative because they've given you things by doing work through thought that affects your situation or that help you in some way. You know, if there are beings out there that work through thought and they affect our everyday reality. You know. If only humans really realized and attuned properly and meditated as much as they could, then we would realize as a collective more that we'd be more aware of the fact that negative beings can affect our reality and put us in slavery or bondage to them through thought. You know. A lot of people, all they see is dollar signs in their eyes, and they don't really see that they're selling their souls, you know. And we don't want to sell our soul, you know. And this is what you're at risk of with the Devil, is selling your soul for something, you know. And that's what the path of service to self leads to is well, essentially it leads to like control, like a desire for control. That's the most positive thing that really comes out of it, which isn't really positive. It's because you can become controlling of not only yourself but others, and it's less selfish to have control, to have self-control than it is. It's way less. It's selfish to have, it's actually a positive thing to have self-control, for instance, right? But the risk of service to self is that you become controlling over others. And that's not good. I don't know. It's not. The path of service to self isn't really the path that I would suggest at all. You know, I totally believe in the path of service to other. And so we're gonna pull another card here, so it doesn't just sound like I'm gonna be mad at those who actually are pretty much service to self. The Emperor. So power. If you have power, then you should do something with it. For those of you who follow the path of service to self, and use that power for yourself, I question you and ask you, is that really what you should be doing, using your power for? You know? I beseech you. Should you really be using your power for yourself? It's much healthier for not only you, but those around you, like your family and friends, co-workers, even your acquaintances, all would benefit from you becoming more service to other, because service to other creates unity, it creates harmony, it creates positive things. If you dance with the devil and use your power for yourself, then watch out, because I'm not going to accept you. A lot of people aren't going to accept you. It's really important that we hold people accountable. It doesn't. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily, because you have the devil, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. But it might mean that you're on the wrong path, or it might mean that you're in slavery or bondage to the negative. Even though you could be the emperor, and even though you could be powerful, with the devil, you're really left in slavery or bondage anyway. I mean, like, it's you could be the emperor, you could be the king of your reality, but you could be like even better, even stronger than the king, right? The emperor is I don't know, much more major. I don't know, it's interesting. I need to look at your third card, but I'm scared. Fear doesn't serve, it doesn't help anyone, but the negative oftentimes feeds on people's fear and their emotions, their emotional energy. You don't want to become like that, where you feed off of other people's suffering, like it's important to just I have to show you. Your card number 3 is death. The road isn't going to lead, the path of service to self doesn't lead you anywhere. The first person you gotta admit it to is yourself, but at the same time, what is service to other versus what is service to self? And it's really important to know where the line is, because you still need to take care of yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to serve yourself, but don't become overly selfish, where you desire things for yourself and where you manipulate or cheat or steal or lie for things. Things happen naturally. That's the best way, is just to let things happen naturally and not to force your will on anyone. I don't know. It's like with death being your third card, it tells me that you're not headed in the right direction, and there's a need to be. There's a need for change. Death could mean be literal, but it's not always literal. A lot of the time, it just means change. There's always time to change the path you're on. Just don't become, I don't know, it's interesting. The devil and death in the same reading, with the emperor in between. There's you sitting in between death and the devil, like, it's just not very good, with all the power in the world, what do you do with it? Do you help others or do you help yourself? And that's the ultimate question, is, which path are you on, But there, the two major paths, the path of service to other and the path of service to self, those are just the paths that most people kind of like get put into. Those are the two major paths. But some are adept enough that they can work through both paths, and still come out the other side. But a lot of people get stopped at one of those two questions of, am I doing this for other people, or am I doing this for myself? And it's okay to be service to self to a point, as long as you start to think about others when you have an abundance, and you're not doing, so you don't become greedy or fall victim to temptation to, at all, really, because temptation is not good. Spirit or the creator or God or other beings will tolerate it to a certain extent, but if you want the positive beings to be working through you, then you need to attune to the most optimal reality, which helps everyone, not just yourself. And so, all my videos are always going to be, or always, I'll always lead people towards towards the truth, and that is that we are all in this together. If we do the inner work and become the best version of ourselves, I don't see the greatest cards in your reading here, so there's some work to be done for sure. Some major work to be done. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you to that. Please like and subscribe. Namaste.